Hey guys, hope everyone's doing good. I certainly am after today. Traded only one stock, and this is the same stock I've been trading for the last, I think, 3 days now. KSCP. It wasn't on the scanners this morning, wasn't obvious, but there also wasn't anything else obvious on the scanners. There wasn't any stock that had big news that was looking like it would rip higher. There's a $2 stock that was high up on the scanner, but I didn't really touch it because what I'm finding is, and I've said this in previous videos, is I do better on the higher price stocks because I don't have to fight for pennies. I don't have to worry about trying to get in on the ask because I only have 2 pennies of profit that I can lock in. But when you have a stock like KSCP, it's easier because it moves 10, 20, 30 cents very quickly. I don't have to wait 10 minutes for that. And I don't like holding for these big moves. I think that's difficult to do, especially when you're trading these kind of stocks where you're not always going to get a nice move up continuation throughout the day. You're usually getting spikes, pops, irrational rips, or irrational drops. And when you're trying to do this whole, buy and hold for 20 minutes, it can work, but the higher your targets are, the less likely they're going to hit. And so when the market's hot, it's going to hit a lot. But in this case, the market hasn't been hot, and it hasn't been hot the whole year. This is not 2020 anymore. This isn't 2021. Okay, this is 2022, and momentum is not where it used to be. So my point is, lock in those smaller gains, up your share size, and lock in those 5-10 cent wins. And on a stock like KSCP, look at 891. This thing looks like it's going to rip at least to 9, and you can assume that it'll probably break 9. So I'm not going to sit here and watch it, but we can kind of keep an eye on it. Let's see, getting in at 892, say I got in 2,200 shares. It's really not looking good, and this is late day, so I'm not going to try to make some claim that I know that this is going to rip, but you got a nice move up, consolidation, the flag, and assuming we break 893 area, 894, we should get a rip through 9 at least. So there's very possibly 10 cents here, and I could click here and give it a stab, but it's later in the day, so it's not, to me, a setup like that would have been better, A, when it's above VWAP, B, when it's earlier in the day, because right now volume is decreasing. Traders like me are gone. They took the money they got from these easy quick wins. They made money on the people that are buying late or buying green candles or buying high, hoping that we get a break a high day or some big move. So we're selling into those people because I'm buying a lot of times on red candles, a lot of times when the stock is dropping. Now, I don't do that on every stock. You gotta know, you have to have that intuition of what stocks you can do that on. Because on another stock, if you try to buy these dips, you're just going to get smoked. It's just going to flush hard, and thankfully we're getting a little bit of momentum here in the last week. At least I think we are, or for my strategy. Because KSCP, for example, has been going off for 2 or 3 days now. I've been able to lock in. I'm sure I've locked in over 10 grand on just this ticker. I know I've locked in over 10 grand on this ticker in the past 3 trading days. I'm up almost $12,000 on the week, and that's primarily due to this one stock. So this is the only stock I traded, and I was trading it pretty much the whole day because there wasn't anything else. So I was trading it through the chop here. I got not very many wins, but I saw the potential here because time and time again it would drop and then it would come right back up and you'd see a rush of green volume. That to me showed that there was buyers here, and I was one of them. And the stock has a history in the past couple of days of just being really great, easy to trade, really nice, buy the dips, sell the rips. And you can see here, we get a giant flush, and we get a little bear flag set up here. Normally this would just continue down to below $8, but in this case it holds. It creates a little ABCD here. I definitely was in for this move here, and very quickly I was racking up wins, and I didn't think today was going to be big. I came in low expectations because I was already up 7 grand on the week, so I was like, all I need to do is just not lose a lot. Scanner wasn't looking good. KSCP really wasn't looking that good. The reason why I gave it a shot was because A, I know its potential from the last couple of days, and B, I know a lot of people are looking at it, and C, it was performing. It wasn't just dropping. It was hitting support here, and I was figuring it was going to drop, but I saw that it was holding, so very quickly I would jump in 3,500 shares, 4,500 shares, even 6,700 shares in some cases, and it moved quickly, very quickly. 10-20 cents can be in your favor, and it can also go against you. But in this case, when you're buying low and you know how these stocks trade, which I've been doing this for a couple, maybe even almost 3 years now. So this was a great stock to trade, especially up in this area. Unfortunately, on this red candle right here, after this rip, because I was in on this rip, and I called it out in the Discord. I was saying, getting in here, holding, and I saw the potential here. And it just gave some chop because we did get this green candle here, and then let's zoom in here. It was a little dicey because after this dropped here, and what should have been a bear flag. I mean, it was a bear flag. You got this move down. You got the flag here. Now it moved up a little higher. But that's not unusual that would happen, and for it to still be a short bias setup, because we do have this extension down. We have this consolidation. So this move looked really great for short sellers to go short all the way down to wherever, down to 8. But once I saw it break down here on this candle, see, this candle started and it went red right away. At one point, this candle was red, and I was watching it here because I knew how the stock operated. Look at this: bought up, bought up, bought up, bought up, bought up. So it bought up, blah, blah, blah. So when this got bought up, plus we got this downward resistance line, I was typing in the Discord, blah 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 blah, in here, and I should have just said, like, this thing is most likely just a great trade, which it was, and I knew it. My intuition was just going off. So I was calling it out, and I had about 4,500 to maybe even 6,700 shares in this area, and I sold into this move. I ended up getting back in on this candle a little soon. I think I got in at 880, and then it dropped one. It gave like one more drop afterwards. I got spooked, sold for like $100-$200 loss. But it ended up doing what I thought it would do, which would be a 1-bar pullback and then rip. That's exactly what happened. Just so happened that I got in a little early, and then I got chopped out. I got a little scared. I think I quickly refocused, got back in here, 2,200, 4,500 shares, sold on this break. Locked in maybe 10-15 cents at least. Then from there, I actively traded it. Now, it wasn't a super smooth, but there was some pretty clean 1-minute pullbacks, such as this one, which I traded okay. We have this move pullback here, which I also traded, and I'm pretty sure I made money on it. Let me see if I can, let me see if it's even worth showing the orders just to see if they pop up. So not okay, there they popped up. So there you go. There's my orders. How can you make sense of that? Probably not. So don't focus on copying what I do. Focus on doing what you guys do, because you can't really copy someone else's strategy, word for word, step by step, rule by rule. Now there are a lot of basic rules that all traders have to follow, such as max loss, that and that. But when stocks are moving like this, there's not a lot of rules. It's just intuition. It's buying when it's dropping, buying when there's fear, selling the greed. And it was in total breakout mode here for a solid 5-10 minutes. So I made money on this initial break, made money on this break, made money on this break. Now I don't know if I did so well on this one just because it was kind of a doji here. Wasn't so sure. I'm assuming I took a lot of scalp trades, so some worked, some didn't. I don't think I was making much. I got in here for this 1 minute because it broke down here, got bought up, and I was figuring, okay, Same deal has been happening all day. Just so happens that it wasn't strong enough, and that's no surprise because it was the 1, 2, 3. It was like the fourth 1 minute pullback, and that after one or two pullbacks, the likelihood of 1 minute pullbacks working to the long side, it decreases. And sure enough, here we go, rejection. I got caught in a little bit. I think I made a little bit there. I sold like maybe a quarter, a half for profit, sold the other half, break even. So I made like not very much. We got this nice 1 minute ABCD here. I caught this. Another thing where it was another time where it was gonna break down, got bought up real quick, and I was very quick to jump right back in. I knew this kind of stock would do that. Break of 960 or whatever. Then you get a little pop. So there was from 40 to 70. I mean, there was a 30 cents possibly in there. Made money there. Then from there, it started getting choppy, as you can see here. And I tried to get in here for a couple of ABCDs. Like I tried to give this one a shot. Made a little bit maybe, or I don't remember. Nothing special here. Kept trying to get in on these 1 minutes. Then I let it. Then I was like, okay, well, get it on the break of 43 because it's probably going to break that level, go short. And it dropped a little further than I thought it would. But yet still, I was saying like, hey, this is possibly a good entry here because it's holding, and I know how the stock operates. So I ended up buying like right at 940, 2,200 shares, and it moved up a lot quicker than I anticipated. And before we knew it, we went all the way up to, we were in the 70s. So I was already 30 cents in the green on 2,200 shares. It was, a $400 to $600 win. I think I locked it in either on this candle or this candle. I think I ended up trying to scalp a couple trades in here. It was a little disappointing that this stopped so abruptly. I thought we'd get a continuation up higher, up through 10 right there. And I think that probably would have been the best area for that to happen just because we have this ABCD here. Didn't end up happening. Pulled back here, and again, it increasingly got choppier and choppier. Not to say that I couldn't make money on it, but it was getting to the point where I'd make some, I'd lose it, make some. And then from there, I think I was done trading by that point. I shut down pretty quick because I was glad to even make what I made because I wasn't expecting today to be that great. I'll say that. It ended up being great. And so I stopped trading about right in here. From there, it gave one more attempt to break 10. I thought it would break 10. But after a while, once I saw that this was starting to just show weakness I still thought break of 10 was possible, and it gave a good attempt. Not going to say it didn't make a good attempt. But I sort of had that feeling like, okay, I'm not really making anything. Nothing's really happening. This is my cue to walk away. I mean, this is very good. This is not, I don't make that every day. Okay, I'm not making $4,000 every day. If I was making $4,000 every day, I'd be making $1 million a year. That's just not the case. So this will help bring my averages up, but eventually I will have a red day. Eventually, I will not be able to squeeze out $4,000. The market will slow down. There won't be, KSCP will dissipate or disappear. So, get it while it's hot. I'm going to come in tomorrow with the expectation that it's probably not going to be that great of a day, just like it came in today. And I'll let it surprise me. If something like KSCP pops up and I get dialed in with small size, I'm going to size up real quick. I'm going to cash in on people that buy too high or people that are not confident enough to buy on the dips. I'll be making money off of them the best I can. And if anything else, just keep the red days small. Wait for these easy green days to come along. And that's, how I'll end up making money this year is by A, following my rules, B, keeping those red days small, which is part of my rules. But great day. So I'm not going to sit here too much longer. I'm already 14 minutes in. I'm sure most of you guys didn't even get this far in, and that's okay. I do a lot of these reviews. I'm doing all these reviews mainly for me right now, and I'm not really doing them for you guys as much as I'm doing them for me to recap today, and also for you guys to a lesser extent, and even to a lesser extent, I'm trying to start a little side hustle with YouTube to take some of the pressure off trading. So I think that will do it for me. We'll be back at it again tomorrow and probably another recap. So take it easy.